Understanding the Iowa model. Start by identifying your clinical practice question. These questions are usually triggered through the identification of a problem in your setting or a new knowledge that you come across. Assess whether this topic is a priority for our organization, as a question aligned with our organization's priorities is best positioned for allocation of supporting resources. If it's not, look for other clinical issues. If your question is a current priority, great! Get a few colleagues together and form a mini team. Get the team to start searching for relevant literature individually or in pairs. After retrieving the literature, get together again as a group and start to critique the validity, reliability, strength, weakness, and relevance of the literature that you have found. Once you have done an extensive review of the literature, pause and ask, is the evidence sufficient to recommend a change in practice? If the evidence is insufficient, review of additional literature may be required to help you determine whether a change in practice is recommended. A decision may also be needed as to whether a research study should be done. If the evidence is conclusive and points towards a change in practice, go ahead and start thinking of how to pilot the change. But bear in mind that new knowledge gathered from other literature or a new study can also lead to piloting the change in practice. Once the pilot is completed, evaluate if the change is appropriate for adoption. If it isn't, continue to evaluate quality of care and new knowledge generated. The cycle will then begin again. However, if the pilot outcomes are positive and the change is appropriate for adoption in practice, hospital-wide implementation can now begin. Following implementation, regular monitoring and analyzing of structure, process, and outcomes must be done. At the end of the whole process, don't forget to share your results. Sharing of the process and results will expand our nursing knowledge and encourage others to conduct EBP in their setting.